Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bad Gamer, Good Gamer podcast. We've got some dark news to talk about today, and then we have some very good, sort of happy news to talk about afterwards. We're of course talking about the big issue in the gaming industry right now, which has been voiced by, pun intended, Hellena Taylor, who is the voice actress of Bayonetta. Platinum Games revealed
the voice actress. Yeah,
Sorry.
was the voice actress.
Well, I mean, in our hearts, she is the voice actress.
Yeah.
She is Bayonetta. So Platinum Games revealed, I think last month or a couple of months ago, that they went with a different voice actress, and they didn't really give a reason why. Helena, a couple days ago on Twitter, tweeted out about 4 videos telling her side of the story, and it's basically because they don't want to pay her a proper rate, what she thought she was worth, based on the fact that she's an experienced voice actress. She's done Bayonetta for the last 2 games. She is Bayonetta. The franchise has allegedly, she claims, made approximately $450 million, and they offered her $4,000 for the role of Bayonetta 3.
Yeah,
which
in
is
context, I mean, if you're comparing like $450 to $4,000,
yeah.
In comparison, it's a big difference. But like, there's a lot behind it. I don't know if you want to get into it, but like, I feel like we're not experienced enough to know
We obviously aren't
about voice actors.
I mean, I wish that we were, but we're not. We try to get some numbers online just to kind of see what's what.
So like let's get some actual numbers. So Bayonetta was out since 2009, October 2009. So she's been the voice of Bayonetta since then, representing and everything. Then Bayonetta 2 was, I think, released in 2014. So we have that, and then the third game is coming out close to the end of this month. I forgot the release date.
November, right? Or is it
October? No, October 28th. There it is.
Okay.
So these are the facts. So she's been a long time Bayonetta personified, pretty much. She's been like into the role. She was like living it, and so her videos like that came out, I think a few days ago. Like from me personally, I really feel with the actress. I feel like she felt misrepresented. She really wanted to play the role, and like they just, for some reason or another, Platinum Games didn't give her the offer that she wanted. And I feel like she's brought this to life, maybe like not only just to, as she said, boycott the game, which we'll get into later, but like I feel like she brought it into attention to light, like there is an issue in the games industry, especially for voice actors, that they're not getting compensated enough. So at least she brought to light that aspect. So those are the facts that we have.
Yes. Now let me just go through a couple of the points that she made in the videos. So yes, she urged people to boycott the game and to donate the money that they would have spent on the game on charity. She also said that she wants to stand up for what is right, and in solidarity with people around the world who are not getting paid for their talent, which is, as somebody who has kind of been like in the creative field, I've seen that has happened a lot. It's a normal thing, especially if you hire like freelancers or whatever. Like people don't really get paid what they're worth unless they're like not even the cream of the top, but unless they're like celebrity people, like celebrity artists, people that are famous, people that are like well known for the work they've done before. Those get paid probably what they're worth. But everybody else who's like super talented, for the most part, the person who's hiring them is the one that has that power, that control. The fat cats, as she called them, fat cats, cream off to the top and leave us the rotten crumbs. I love that part in her video. She said this also impacted her mental health when this whole thing happened.
Right,
and
yes.
she suffered depression, anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts because she was afraid. She didn't know, what would happen with her, and if she was worried about being on the streets because the $4,000 exactly. Yeah, it's just not a proper living wage.
I just to sidestep a bit, like bringing that up, like she did mention that like she wanted the living wage. We can infer, or like from my opinion, like she probably wanted like not only a higher rate, maybe she just wanted what is it called, royalties, which is why she brought up the 450 million, like excluding merchandise, like and that she's representing, or she lived that role as Bayonetta, so like she feels like royalties would be at least will help her out. Like I think what I'm trying to say is that's what we can infer from what she said. That's it. It's just my personal opinion. Like she didn't say it outright, but like it could be implied.
She just said that the
meant.
$4,000 was an insulting offer.
Yeah.
At the very least, she was expecting or she wanted more than that. Now, what happened is she actually had to audition for the role again. And she explained it's because as time passes, people do sound different. So obviously, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. They wanted to make sure that she can still voice Bayonetta and sound like, you know, Bayonetta in the previous games. And she passed, as she said, with flying colors, which is when they sent an insulting offer. Now, this is where I got a little bit confused. Like, so it seems like they sent her something that was less than 4,000, because she then
That's
reached
what it
out.
sounded like. Yeah,
because then she reached out to Hideki Kamiya, who is the creator of the game, the director of the game, if I'm not mistaken, regarding this matter, and she basically like asked him, you know, what am I worth? And that's when he fluffed it up, like, you know, you are the voice of Bayonetta, you are amazing, you are great, and then he offered $4,000. So I'm not sure the 4,000 was what was offered before, or if it was something less, and then he just like bumped it up to 4,000.
and she was insulted. Yeah, and
she was insulted
completely.
by that. The one thing in her videos that I wasn't really so sure about, she mentioned the new voice actress, Jennifer Hale. She wished her good luck. She was like, you know, wish her the best. However, she was very dissatisfied and disappointed with her because she said she was the voice of Bayonetta, and that she was like signing merchandise with artwork or whatever as Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Like, I get where she's coming from. I get like how personal she took this, but it did seem like it was an attack on her, which I think was a bit unnecessary. Like, I know she didn't intend to attack Jennifer, but like she was being maybe, I don't want to say emotional because that has negative connotations. Like, obviously she was emotional about the whole thing. She put out these videos, right?
Yeah. I don't know how
But yeah,
else
it might
to
be
approach
taken.
it, but yeah,
It might be taken negatively, is what I'm saying.
there's a few things in her video that could be taken negatively, and like
I think this is the only one. Like you know, kind of throwing some shade at Jennifer, in my opinion, is like the only sort of like negative
there's
thing
two
that she
things.
said. What's the other one?
The other one is to urge fans to boycott the game. Now, obviously, boycotting the game is one thing, but like telling people what to do with their money, I know like there's some personal connection with the voice actress and some other people to the character, and I can totally understand that, and I love the fact that people are behind her in boycotting the game. I've seen it on Twitter. People have canceled the pre-orders. I have seen the threads, the video has gotten over 9 million views, 9.3 at the time of this recording. So not only a lot of people have seen it, mainstream media has gone on to it, and like people have supported her thanks to all that media coverage. But at the same time, I think I wouldn't say it's a negative, but it's hard to tell someone that has been looking forward to a Bayonetta 3 to boycott the game because of one voice actress out of even though she is Bayonetta, there are other voice actors that are in the game that other people like have feelings for or want to support as well.
So what you're trying to say is that don't punish everybody else involved in the project just because that one person was wrong. I get that. But she did also say like she urges people to like boycott and donate to charity, but she also acknowledged the fact that she knows that not everybody's going to do it. So she's fine with it.
It is fine, but I'm just saying it's a hard ask for everyone.
It's a hard ask, but okay. So I see where you're coming from. I still think the Jennifer like shade thing was kind of like uncalled for because it kind of like diminishes the whole thing she was like trying to do with the video by like quote unquote attacking the person that took her place.
The heads, or mainly like focusing on PlatinumGames instead of like the voice actors.
Well, yeah, she did. She called them. So in the last video, I think you can relate to this more because she like referenced something from the Bible. It was so she directed this at Kamiya and the presidents of Nintendo. And all the other fat cats around the world. So, like, they should turn her thing into a TV show. She quoted Jesus from his parable Lazarus and the rich man, and it was the whole video was just like I think that parable. It sounded really badass. But now that we've said that, there's one more thing in the video. She said about breaking the NDA. She's not worried about breaking the NDA because like she can't even run her car. So what are they going to take? Her money? Like let them try.
Yeah.
So the NDA part, I think, is either like just how much they were paying her, because that is usually sort of like covered in an NDA, like don't reveal financial information and wages and whatnot. So it's either just that, or also she kind of threw this sort of thing. She said that that they will probably create a spin-off series or a spin-off game with a character.
That's right.
Jan.
Yes.
And she even asked fans to not buy that. So I don't know if she's saying that as a throwaway, like, oh, they'll probably do something like that, or if she actually knows that they will.
For a fact.
And then she kind of like threw it in as like a insider secret type of thing, which would obviously be breaking her NDA as well. So I don't know if that is a thing that's happening or not.
I feel like her revealing her wage is less of an NDA impact than revealing a whole new spin-off series. So
As an impact for sure.
As an impact,
definitely.
yeah.
But with
so
these
I
kind of
believe it's
companies,
true.
I mean,
Yeah, I
anybody that
believe
has an NDA will not care how impactful that thing that you revealed is. Like even if she just revealed the wage, to them that's a big issue because she broke her NDA. Like when it comes to these kind of legalities thing, like
How
it's
big?
just
Yeah. I'm with
but
you,
obviously
but
the impact of like announcing or like leaking that there's another game in the franchise coming out, that's obviously much bigger if it is actually true.
I feel like I don't know if it's a spin-off series or a DLC.
Or just a spin-off game.
Yeah. Or a
Like
spin-off game.
like Liquid Snake. Didn't he have a spin-off game?
What are we talking about? Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah. Is there any other Liquid Snake?
Uh,
To me, he's like from There
no,
was a
I think you
spin-off
mean-
game. That,
you're talking about Raiden, yes. Okay,
Raiden,
that's
yeah. It was
forgot-
Liquid Snake, right? There was that character.
I forgot his.
I
code
don't
name.
remember.
know
I could
him
be
as
wrong.
Raiden, but yeah.
I could very well be wrong, but I'm the
Might be
bad
right.
gamer,
I
so
just-
that's fine.
No, you might be right, but I just forgot. I've never heard him called as Liquid Snake in a long time. Liquid Snake. I'm gonna fact check this.
Please do, yeah.
Raiden. Wait, Raiden. Is
So
it Raiden?
while you fact check, I'm just gonna bring up some other numbers that we found. So we wanted to look up how much do voice actors usually get for video games. Oh wait, no, you're signaling what?
Yeah. No, Liquid Snake was the bad guy.
Oh, my
He
bad.
was-
Okay,
Yeah. So
Raiden. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Raiden.
So anyway, so we wanted to look up these numbers. I found an article on Backstage.com that referenced another sort of report that was made in March, or that came out in March. So apparently, new voice actors in the industry get between $1 to $5 per 100 words, and the more prominent, experienced ones get $50 to $200 per 100 words, and they're required to be paid $850 for a single session that lasts up to 4 hours. Now that is corroborated by something else that you found from what are they called? The SAG.
Wait, so this is an article from Polygon.com.
Yeah.
Just let me read out the
Yes, please. Do.
screen. It's they're called the Screen Actors Guild American Federation of Television and Radio Artists,
Yes.
which is unsmoothly called SAG-AFTRA. SAG-AFTRA.
I mean, the Screen Actors Guild, is that Screen Actors Guild?
Yeah.
That's a thing. And I
Yeah.
think AFTRA is just like one of their sub divisions, whatever. Yeah.
So Tyler is a member of this group, and apparently, according to their terms or their payment terms, video game voice actors must be paid $956.75 per 4-hour days, which is way more than what you said for the $800.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Another thing that, again, we were taking from this article, or what she said previously in 2018, that it took her to record both Bayonetta 1 and 2 over 4 days, with each session lasting 4 hours. So in this case, it's
The
on
math
same
adds up.
par.
Like
Yeah.
they paid her, or like they offered to pay her what is legally sort of
The
required
baseline.
of them. Yeah. If Bayonetta 3 actually took her around 4 days to make, and if these were the rates that
Right.
they were using or that like they had to abide with, then in that case, legally speaking, there's nothing wrong with what they did. She actually said, and I think in her first video, that what they did was legal, but immoral.
Immoral, yeah.
Exactly.
Because like she's not a new actress, and that's why she brought up her experience, 7 years. And
Yeah.
why I said like
7 years
Bayonetta has been-
training and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, exactly.
So she's like not a brand new actress. Like she would think that for someone who's coming back to represent Bayonetta in a third huge series, which is shaping up to be a huge game, or like their most anticipated game on the Switch for some people.
Yeah,
she felt.
I mean, now it is.
Underwhelmed.
Like, I mean, there's nothing else coming out of the Switch that is more in demand now. Like right now, like in these couple of months, right? There's really nothing.
Right now,
and people have been waiting for this for a long time. Remember when the first like teaser or trailer dropped?
Yeah,
there was a lot of hype over it.
It was the launch of the Switch, or the first trailer came, I think, in 2017, or when
really it was since the launch of the Switch.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first trailer.
Damn.
So everyone has been waiting since then.
Okay, there you go. I mean, here's the thing: even if she is a brand new voice actress, right? Even if she hasn't done any other work, she hasn't done any prestigious training for 7 years or anything of that sort. She is the voice of Bayonetta. She has been the voice of Bayonetta. She is the voice of this franchise that allegedly made, we could say, like hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Easily, yeah.
It's fair for her to ask for the, because we also don't know how much she got paid before. We don't know if there was like an issue before, and now is the time when she decided to speak out against it. So, but we can assume that they had like paid her $4,000 last time, and now she's insulted because they're not going to pay her more than that. Like best case scenario, that's how much they paid her last time, or whatever the rates back then were. Like they paid her fairly. That's the best case scenario, and now she's asking for more because she thinks she deserves more. And I'm sure that if you ask any of the fans out there, they're all in. They're like, yeah, pay the lady more than what's the rate, because she is Bayonetta.
Exactly. It's just weird, like how they didn't get her again. Like I just don't understand, like
especially after she made this appeal to Kamiya, like that whole thing. Like I mean, if somebody's reaching out to you directly and asking you like, what do you think I'm worth? Don't just like give them the basic rate. It's obvious that she is asking for more. She thinks she deserves more. But speaking of Kamiya,
so what adds fuel to the fire to this whole thing is that Kamiya tweeted right after the response, right after Helena's claims, and the tweet reads, "Sad and deplorable about the attitude of untruth. That's what I can tell now." And then in a separate line it says, "By the way, comma, beware of my rules," all in caps. So it's a strange tweet. It's a very strange tweet.
Very strange tweet.
So I did a little bit of digging now. His account is being bombarded. So ever since he tweeted that, everyone has just been tweeting at him like nonstop. Pay Helena more, just annoying him. And on his Twitter account since a long time. So this "beware my rules" can be misleading. It does sound bizarre in this case, but in his because he's a Japanese guy, and for most part he always says, or he has a pinned comment, that he does not reply to non-Japanese tweets, or like specifically English, he says, because he gets more English tweets, I'm guessing. So he says like, please don't tweet at me in English, I'll like not answer, or I'll just block you. Or like he'll block anyone who tweets at him in any other language other than Japanese. So those are his rules from a while ago.
Very
That's
weird.
what he's talking about.
Like regardless of whether like this whole thing happened or not, if he just told me that somebody has a rule on his own Twitter profile, do not tweet at me in a different language, I'll block you if you do.
It's weird.
Like,
it is weird.
It's weird. So he's a weird character at the very least.
Correct. Yeah, this he was weird from before. So this is just coming out now because like all eyes are on him now.
Yeah.
And if you try to enter his Twitter account, it happened to me, you get like a pop-up saying there's something weird about his account, or Twitter has flagged him as a suspicious account, maybe, I'm not sure. There's another thing that he says, again to add weirdness to him, that he calls everyone insects who do not listen to his rules, which is, it's just a strange thing to say. Like, okay, I'm not Japanese, maybe it's taken out of context as a Japanese native language, maybe calling someone an insect is a bit more common. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, but like it's just still a weird thing to see.
I mean, listen, the translation thing is very on point. My friend B, if you remember him, a couple of days ago sent me a picture of a mouse pad that his friend got, and it had the funniest like Chinese English translation.
Okay.
It was like fast eating chicken something or the other. Like
Really?
like it made no sense. So yeah, maybe the insect thing is just a lost in translation type of thing. Maybe
It
maybe
could
that's
be,
what
yeah.
it is.
It could be. But yeah, it's a
yeah.
strange turn of events. I wish Helena all the best and more power to her, and like I'm glad everyone is supporting her. I just hope that the industry can pick up on this and move forward into like giving
Yeah.
people what they're owed. Really, like this is the main point of this. Like, it's not about buying the game or not. It's not about that. It's about supporting the artist or supporting an artist that you care about, and them getting paid what's owed to them. Like this is, I think, the real conclusion to all this, and hopefully something comes out of it at the end.
Well said. I agree. Yeah. It's very important to pay these guys and to just
Yeah.
pay them what they're due in the end, basically.
You know more than anyone. I feel like it hits home more to you as an artist. Like you are an artist. Don't tell me you're not. You are an artist, Sam.
Referencing the
Don't
last
start.
episode, I don't count myself as an artist, but like I
You
said,
are.
I've been in the creative industry, not as somebody who gets paid for the talents, but like as somebody that works in like in advertising and whatnot. I've heard stories of fellow artists like at Comic-Con or like on Twitter or Instagram of clients not wanting to pay them on time, clients not wanting to pay them like a decent amount of work or whatnot.
Yeah.
And all these people that I'm talking about, they're not even like close to being at Helena's like level, right?
Level, yeah.
Like they're very, very sort of like, underground, or they're very sort of like, freelancer. Like they're just like, independent
Almost, yeah.
freelancers. That's what they are. Like, yeah. Maybe some of them have had like established work done and whatnot. But I know for a fact creatives do not get treated right. They do not get paid well. I've heard some stories of people in this country as well that dealt with certain entities, right? TV shows and whatnot on programs.
Oh,
And
really? Okay.
yeah.
Even-
Like the
even
one
to
in
that
particular
level,
was
yeah.
just like it's a scandalous thing. So yeah, it's a very common thing. I don't think this uproar is going to change anything industry wise. It's not going to change anything. It will not do that. But maybe it will make things better for Helena. At the very least, that's what we can hope for. I don't know how, but like something's going to happen. The game is already like it's launching this month, so like it's not like she's going to be the voice again. And I don't think she'd be willing to work for PlatinumGames again, or maybe
They
even for
burnt that
Nintendo,
bridge, yeah.
anything directly tied with Nintendo. I don't think she'll do that. So who knows? Maybe Hideo Kojima can like land her a gig.
Why not? Yeah.
He teased a new game. Well, not a new game, but he teased like I think the next Death Stranding is going to be with
What's her name? I forgot.
Fanning,
Paige-
something Fanning.
Fanning. Yeah, Ellen Fanning. Or I
No,
forgot
not
her
Ellen.
name.
L. Fanning, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah. We
Sorry,
were supposed
I-
to talk about this last time, but there wasn't enough time. But yeah, so maybe who knows? Like, he's a cool guy. He's got like a blank check from Sony, basically. So
No, we're talking about Xbox now. He's working with Xbox, isn't he?
no, but that thing was for the next Death Stranding, wasn't it? That announcement.
Was it? Yeah, was it? But not from Sony, not anymore. I think this is his thing, because he's.
No, but Death Stranding is Sony.
I mean, I don't know if they're still supporting or paying the checks.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
I know
I
what
can't
you mean
say
now.
that.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But anywho, that's that.
Fun speculation. We like to speculate here.
We like to speculate a lot, but we do seriously wish Helena a very prosperous career and just less douchebags in her life in the future.
At least, yeah. And
Yeah.
send her.
But
some
yeah, so
as-
on to some more personal
this is my
experiences
news. I'm gonna be an audience because I want to hear what happened, because like
Yeah.
something amazing happened over the weekend. Tim, please tell us. Share with us
So
what happened.
I mentioned in the past, I think once or twice, there's this stand-up comedian. His name is Nemr or just Nemr Comedy if you want to look for him. Just Nemr Comedy.
So cool.
He's
So
a
cool.
Lebanese American comedian, and he's a gamer. He's a legit hardcore
Twitch streamer.
gamer and Twitch streamer. I found out about him streaming last year. I think it was sometime in August. I followed him and I started catching his shows as much as I can because he is now in LA, if I'm not mistaken, and he starts streaming like at like 4 or 5 a.m. our like local time here. So I don't really get a chance to catch him live that much. But
It's a
whenever I
hard
do,
time,
I drop. Yeah, it's a very hard time to follow somebody. And of all the Twitch, like all the Twitch streamers who didn't start out as being like my friends or people that I know, he's the only one that I actually follow, and like I talk in the chat, and like if I can, I stay there for a couple of hours. I subscribe to him. I've gifted subs to other people in the community. I can't say that I've gotten to know the community that well because again, I'm not really actively there that much because of the time difference, and I'm generally not a Discord person. I try to be, but I just
gonna say join the Discord.
Yeah,
join
I
the
know. I joined the Discord. I throw in a message every now and then, but I'm not the kind of guy that will like actively check it because all the people that are talking there are like 12 hours behind or 10 hours behind or whatever.
Yeah.
So like
Also, time difference. Yeah.
Yeah, time difference is another thing. Yeah. So, anyways, so he started out being, as far as I know, he started out being a stand-up comedian, but he's been a gamer since he was like a kid or something. He kind of like started the whole stand-up comedy thing in the Middle East. Then he moved to the US to kind of like, expand his horizons over there. And obviously COVID was a big issue. Long story short, he had a show in Dubai last night that I went.
So cool.
Yeah, so cool. I asked him on Twitch. I think it was a couple of months ago. I'm like, "Yo, when are you gonna come to the UAE?" Because he started like traveling and doing some shows, and he was talking about doing some shows like around the world. It's like I'm actually gonna be in Dubai, like in October. Went to his website, signed up for the notification thing. He's got a WhatsApp number. I don't have it right now, but if anyone's interested, I'll try to put it on the screen. If you know Nemr and you want to be notified of when his next show is going to be in a town close to where you live, just send a message to his WhatsApp number or even SMS, and like he'll add you to the list and all that sort of stuff. Anywho, so I went to his show. Hilarious as ever. He's a very entertaining person. Guys, if you don't know Nemr, just go to Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Nemr Comedy, Nemr Comedy. Very hyper, very active, very
how's the set? How was like the live?
The set was
show?
like a typical stand-up comedy set. He's not a gamer stand-up comedian. It was a standard set. He talked about like his life, like in Lebanon, and like some things that happened with the family and all that sort of stuff. And he's a really cool guy. He after the show was over, actually before the show was over, like before the show started, he kind of came up on stage and he just like talked to people. He dissed on somebody and like, but it was all like in good. It was all like in good,
fun,
good, yeah. After the show was over, like he stayed behind so he could take selfies with people. People like would ask him questions. He would answer them. He did like shout outs. So like I asked him to shout out my friend who I found out like wanted to go but couldn't. So I had him like shoot like a very quick video shouting out my friend Nabil. There was another person that had the same thing. I met other people that also know him from Twitch. So there's a guy called Nuclear Banana, the Saudi dude who came to see his show. There's another guy who, the Game Hunter, who like lives in the UAE. Also, like knows about him from before, like knew him on Twitch for a while. So like the Twitch community, was kind of like present, but not. It wasn't a lot of us. As far as I know, it was just the three of us there. But yeah, it's a really cool show. And when I went to talk to him after it was over, this brought back something that I was thinking about before. When I went to talk to him when the show was over, like I took a selfie and then I'm like, yo, by the way. I mentioned something about Twitch. He was talking to somebody else, and I mentioned something about Twitch. He was like, "Oh, like you know me from Twitch." I'm like, "Yeah, it's Tim." And then he looked at me, and like he didn't know who Tim was. I said, "It's Fat Man Tim," because that's my name on Twitch. I am Fat Man Tim. And it's like, "Oh, Fat Man Tim, yo, what's up? Finally got to meet you, whatever." And the funny thing is that there were people around us, like the people that stayed behind after the show was over, to talk to him or ask him questions or take photos. And he's calling me in public in front of all these people, "Yo, Fat Man Tim." And then he realized that something sounded weird. So he looked at everybody. He's like, guys, I'm not calling him fat. That's his name. And then I was like, yeah, guys, that's my nickname on Twitter. It's on Twitch. It's Fat Man Tim. He's not being rude or anything. But it sounded weird, like having that name being said in public or like being said by somebody who a lot of people are like, just like listening to and every word that's coming out of his mouth. And he's like, yo, Fat Man Tim. So a while back, I was thinking of actually changing the name just so that it doesn't really sound. Yeah, I know, but like it was something that I thought of. Like, yeah. But yeah, he's a great guy. I just wanted to bring it up because he's a gamer, he's a stand-up comedian, he's an entertainer. If you want to watch somebody on Twitch and you want to have a great time, watching somebody play games and making jokes and all that sort of stuff, go check out Nemr Comedy.
Yeah, and there's a nice, lovely photo of you two on
I took a selfie. Yeah, it's on Twitter. I'll bring it up in the episode, cool. In the video. But yeah, do you have any other questions? Because I feel like I'm just rambling on about the. No, it was a great show. It was very funny. I'll send you some videos.
Yeah, I'm trying to live the experience through you because I couldn't be there as well. But he sounds like I know him. Like, I shouldn't say I know him. Like, I watched his streams. I've hung out with him. Like, I'm sure his energy was the same or even more on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that's it.
Yeah,
that's a personal update from my side. Yeah,
this is what I wanted to hear. Like, it's so cool, man. I'm glad you got to meet him, and hopefully, yeah, like I get to see him. I want to see if he says anything on his Twitch about the show or something. I wonder if he's going live anytime soon. Is he?
Well, no. So he's flying to LA. He should be on his way there now, or maybe he already landed, and then he's flying back to Qatar for something else, and then he's flying back to LA again. So he's got shows for the next couple of days. I don't know if he's going to be live anytime soon.
If he is, I'm going to check it out just to hear what he says.
I'll try to catch him. I'll try to catch him when he's live.
As
soon as I see him live. I was like, yeah, you called me fat in front of everybody. I just gotta see how he
Thanks
reacts,
a lot, man. Be like, yeah, thanks a lot.
I'm unsubscribing.
Yeah, so let me know when you go live or when you're live at the same time. That's really it. No, I got no other questions. Like, you pretty much said everything. I wish I was there. That's really it. And Nemr, if you're watching, hi.
But yeah, I like the fact that it I like hearing about people who are known to do one thing, but they're also something else. Or they're also gamers, or they're also whatever. So Teddy Cruz is also a gamer. Now I don't know what level of gaming he is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but he's a gamer. I don't know if he was putting it on just for social media, but he did this whole PC building thing with him and his son. He plays video games, all that sort of stuff. He's also an artist. I don't know if you know that about Terry Crews. He graduated, I think, with a degree in art or graphic design or something.
No,
he paints people. He used to paint his teammates when he was playing, I think, in the NFL. So I like people that have more than one sort of talent or more than one skill or more they do more than one thing. And that was one of the things that drew me to Nemr to begin with. It's he's a funny guy. He's killing it in stand-up comedy, but now he's also doing this thing and on Twitch. Amazing.
He has. If you haven't seen his setup, check out. I just love his setup. It's not. It's Twitch is one thing, but his man cave or whatever.
Man cave. Yeah.
Whatever room he has, it's pretty cool. It's pretty decent.
Very cool.
I love it. And the sound effects he uses are awesome.
Oh yeah, he does his own custom alerts for certain really people cool. that. Yeah, it's a great thing. He put a lot of thought.
This just became a Nemr simp stream.
Show. We're simping for Nemr, aren't we? Shit.
So let's.
Not that there's anything wrong with simping for Nemr, but yeah, I just wanted to share, what I did last night. I had a lot of fun. Thank you, Nemr, for that, and I will be talking to you soon, hopefully. And I guess we can just end the simp session right here and just sign off. So thanks for watching the episode. Do drop a like or comment and subscribe for more content like this. Or go to badgood.gg to find our audio podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at badgoodpod. So give us a follow there and we'll catch you in the next one.
See you guys.